Welcome back, everybody. We are on the hot tags right now, part 2 of episode 180. A couple different things to talk about this week. Let's get the quick one out of the way. WWE released a bunch of developmental talent, hired a bunch of new ones. I don't give a shit about any of these people. I didn't even know who the hell any of them were, for the matter. But one of the girls that they hired is cute. I don't know her name, but she's really cute, so that's awesome. And one of the dudes looked like Ernie Ladd's back to life, so that's kind of an awesome thing, too. Anybody have any thoughts on the batch that were released or the new batch that's been hired?
It's a new batch.
Yup.
New batch sucks. Actually, they're probably awesome. One guy looks like a fucking mongoloid, though. I don't know any of their names, so I can't be like, that guy, you know, Chet or whatever. Like,
what about Chaz?
Chaz. If there is a Chaz, I'm sure he's sleazy as fuck.
Sounds it.
Chaz.
No, they need to do a Chaz gimmick. Just have a guy who's asleep.
They did do a Chaz gimmick.
No. They gotta do it again. Not fuck it up this time, because obviously it doesn't amount to shit.
Chaz.
Shit.
Chaz.
So is this the only spring cleaning we're going to get, or do you think that they're going to be releasing some main people?
I think they definitely need to release some main roster people. Even though their roster is thin, they got a lot of people that need to be called up from that NXT program they have down there and get in that main roster. And they need to get rid of people like Zack Ryder and freaking primetime players that are just wasting space on there.
You don't think that PTP have a spot on the tag division?
Nope.
I like PP.
Ryder, it's hard to argue against. I mean, I like Ryder, but man, he's fallen so hard.
I'd have to agree with Peyton on primetime players. I think they don't have a place anymore. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of momentum as a tag team before they split them up. After they split them up and forced them back together, it was so awkward and so forced that no one cares about it. And their comedy segments have been nothing but piss poor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have the New Day now. We don't need primetime players.
No, primetime players lost all momentum when they got rid of AW.
I don't think they lost it all, but they lost a significant amount. I still like them better than Los Matadores, though.
I don't know. If Tyson Kidd didn't do a lot down in NXT and like revitalize his career, I wouldn't have been surprised if they released him this year. But things changed for him, so good for him. Honestly, there's not that many people I could think of that needs to be released other than like the Zack Ryder and maybe Los Matadores, but I don't know.
Adam Rose.
I see them keeping him around.
Think of how much money they spend to like pay all these rosebuds that come out with him.
You can get rid of the rosebuds, keep Adam Rose, and just use him as a jobber.
Yeah, that's what
I honestly think there's more talented guys to be jobbers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
People don't like really appreciate the jobber position. They're great. Like, there's the guys you need to sell and look like they're getting their ass kicked. And Adam Rose sucks.
Long gone are the days of people like Barry Horowitz, and we need people like that.
That's one of the best themes. Just as stereotypical as you can get.
Yeah, just goes to show you they don't just do it against like non-whites. They do stereotypical whites too.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we were singing Taka Michinoku's theme the other day. Taka Michinoku, Taka. I'm gonna have that stuck in my head too.
Taka Michinoku.
Let's move on to a funny thing with TNA related. Jeff Hardy broke his leg in a dirt bike accident, and there's video of it online where it's basically like, I'm going to do this really dangerous thing, and my friend's going to record it, and I love how his friend's just kind of sitting there, and then as soon as he fucking lands, he's like, oh shit! It's like, oh, that's what happens when you jump a fucking mound hill like that, and... You know.
Hey guys, I'm a professional wrestler and I make my living with my body. You think I can jump this hill?
The thing was with Jeff Hardy, he has been able to like, defy a lot when it comes to like him ruining his body because he hasn't been injured so that much. And think about all the stuff he's done. You think he would have definitely, I don't know, broken a leg or something, but now in the ring and not like doing something stupid like this. But I've never been a fan of Jeff Hardy, so fuck him.
I think it's more
dumb.
I think it's more to do with Gravity getting pissed off that it keeps missing Adrian Neville and was just fuck this guy.
Who's the guy that used to be the Gravity Forgot person? Jeff Hardy? Well, I'm going to prove these people that I'm still around. You know what's missing from the video? The very beginning where he's like, "Hi, I'm Jeff Hardy, and this is the dirt bike."
I just think it's funny that the American Wolves had to give up their tag team belts. I know Jeff Hardy's broken his leg. I know that he's going to have to give up those belts.
Hey, maybe Matt Hardy can team up with some of the other great tag team members that he's had over the years. You know, Shannon Moore, fucking Braden Walker.
Yeah, MVP's tag. The MVP was awesome. Those two as a tag team were fun as fuck.
Yeah.
I miss Fat Hardy. Fat Hardy was great.
You mean Samoa Joe?
Kane segment. No, that Kane segment back in the day. When he brought out all those Hardy boys. Fat Hardy, Slim Hardy.
Yeah, Fat Hardy was Samoa Joe.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, TNA. God damn it. Another TNA-related thing, though. Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins. Guess what he's going to do in TNA? Because he's totally proven himself. Senior producer of creative and talent development.
Sounds like too big of a word for someone who was in Smashing Pumpkin.
Not even like assistant. Senior producer of creative and talent development. So they're like, we just can't figure out how to get these storylines working. We can't, bring up these guys and really develop awesome characters and gimmicks for them. Smashing Pumpkins. I had a couple good songs. Let's get Billy Corgan in here to do this.
Well, few notes on this. Billy Corgan is a very, very deep artist on a lot of levels. So he has a very creative mind. So I think we're likely to see that come into play. I'm not saying whether that's bad or good or whatever. I'm just saying that's something you're likely to see come into play.
It's positive at the very least.
I remember a couple of years ago, and in fact, I was just thinking about this a couple of weeks ago, how there was that report going out that Billy Corgan was trying to open up a wrestling federation. And then I never heard anything else about it, or I think he only did like some small one-time show out in California or something like that, and then nothing else ever happened. So to hear he's back into it actually isn't that much of a surprise to me. I know he's been a huge fan for a long time. Maybe this is exactly what TNA needed. I like Billy Corgan. I have nothing against the guy. I like Smashing Pumpkins. They were a cool band. I can name more than 5 songs by them I like. So, when you could do that, thumbs up. And also, there was a report that came out maybe 4 or 5 months ago that Billy Corgan doesn't want to be Billy Corgan anymore. Since he is a fully grown man, and it's been like 20 years since Smashing Pumpkins, he prefers to be called William Corgan.
So fancy.
So this is like a Damien Sandow, Damien Mizdow kind of thing. It's going to completely change his character.
No, it's actually him, but
yeah, he's not playing a different. He's not going to come out dressed up as the Miz or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can name 5 Smashing Pumpkins songs that I like. I know 1979 is one, and
Tonight, Bullet with the Butterfly Wings.
I don't have that one.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in the cage.
That song annoys me after like a minute or so, though.
Today.
They did The Beginning is the End is the beginning, right?
Yes, they did. And the end is the beginning is the end.
You're all talking foreign to me.
I don't remember which one I have then. I only have one of them. Whatever one that they used.
Last track on the Batman Robin soundtrack.
Oh, then that's the one that I got. The one that they used in Watchmen in that one.
They used one of those in Watchmen?
For the trailer for it.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. That was actually one of the things that made me go, oh man, this movie's going to kick ass. It's got this great song that's playing on there. Looks like fucking The Question and...
You didn't know that was from Batman and Robin?
No, I just completely forgot about that after all those years.
You know what else was from Batman and Robin?
Suplex City. Bitch. That's the best line of the whole thing. I'm so curious now that I'm actually looking up if I do have any other Smashing Pumpkins songs. I'm more interested in that than anything else. And no, that's it. That's the 3 of them. I do have 2 Smash Mouth songs, though. That counts. Then the Morning Comes and Walking on the Sun. Should get that guy to come in TNA.
Yeah, okay.
All them glitters is gold. Yeah, so another company, Global Force Wrestling, said that if it didn't work one time, and it didn't work a second time, third time's a charm, Eric Bischoff's going to be working with them. What do you think?
Oh, boy. Wasn't the reason that Jeff Jarrett left TNA to go do this thing was because he didn't like the whole Hogan and Bischoff taking it over?
I think that was one of the reasons, at the very least.
I mean, I'm sure there was other. I'm sure, like, the heat
I
with
think
Kurt Angle
Dixie
wasn't
Carter
helping either.
was a
Pushing
big
him out.
thing.
Well, she's been trying to push him out ever since she came in.
Well, then I bet
I'm
it was
sure there
more of a.
other things.
I bet it was more of a Hulk Hogan thing than ever was of an Eric Bischoff thing.
Well, they're
Yeah,
kind
but
of,
Bischoff and Hogan are so tight. Like,
yeah. I mean, Hogan's contracted with WWE now, and I don't think he's ever leaving.
no,
at this point,
not
so-
at all. But I mean, like, you got to think that maybe Bischoff's got a lot of the same mentality as Hogan, and that's why they can get along, you know? So if Hogan pisses off Jarrett, then I would think that Bischoff would too. Clearly he doesn't if he decided to work with him, you know? That speaks
Well,
more than anything else.
I don't know. He could have been in a situation where bygones be bygones, and
It's
do
business.
just work
Yeah.
together. Yeah, and business is business. And if he's
You
the best
really-
that you can find, then take him.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Bischoff is kind of like really old guard. I don't think Bischoff knows.
What do you mean?
what's-
That new picture of
what's up.
him, he doesn't look old at all.
It's not even that. I just, based on what he did with TNA, it just proves that he's still stuck in 1997. And it's not 1997 by a long
Yes.
shot.
As far as my opinion on Bischoff goes as a whole, he had one great idea. It was called the NWO. Right? Cruiserweight was alright, but give him that. But outside of those, he hasn't really ever accomplished anything in the wrestling business. He accomplished making a wrestling model where they spent more money than made more money, and now they went bankrupt.
That's not fair. All right, you're just repeating stuff that you heard in interviews. Eric Bischoff did a lot. WCW was really kick-ass. Don't let revisionist history change your mind, man. Did you watch? Like, they had a lot of cool stuff going on back then. Yeah, you had the cruiserweights, but don't, like, discount stars like DDP and Harlem Heat and fucking the Four Horsemen that were still going on around then, where you had Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko becoming awesome deals.
Fucking Glacier.
Hey, Glacier was... honestly, you can't say they didn't try to make a star with Glacier.
That's trying real hard to say something positive, isn't it? You can't say that they didn't try to do something that they failed at. Nope, you can't.
Well, no, but I'm saying it's not like they everyone like claims like there was always just about them pushing the main event guys. No, look at how much money they fucking put into this new guy coming in.
Hey,
yeah, it
I
fucking
mean-
flopped, but they fucking tried.
I mean, they did really well with Billy Kidman. I mean, he made him a star against... Oh. Never mind.
Well, they did pretty well with Goldberg.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got a decent amount of usage out of Hugh Morris.
And then they couldn't... And then Goldberg became difficult to work with because he's a little bitch. By little bitch, I mean a big bitch should kick my ass.
You know, and if you're gonna rip on them for Hugh Morris, I mean, it's not like WWE didn't have its fucking visceras. So like,
Yeah, we
was
just mentioned
both ways.
Chaz earlier. So. WCW, there were more good ideas than just the NWO. But-
you know, their history has been rewritten a lot from like the Monday Night War documentaries that they've done, and just the jabs they take. Like WCW was really awesome.
I do like
I
it.
go back and watch Nitro now on the network, and sometimes it does something for me. For the most part, it doesn't.
One thing that's odd about watching old episodes of Nitro is if Shivani's in like a really like high pitched mood, it's so unbearable to fucking listen to. 'Cause he's just like,
I'm Miles Shivani. Tonight is the greatest night in the history of our sport.
you will never forget this because everything amazing is going to happen here and not WWE.
And you know what? Even though he said that, there was a lot of truth to it. They always had something going on, like a new signing, a new something, and it was just because they were spending so much fucking money. And eventually, they gave away everything, and that's why they died. Eric
Yeah,
Bishop.
Long story short, Jeff Jarrett.
Ha!
So, let's see what else we have here. This is an unfortunate one. Verne Gagne passed away. How old was he? Does anybody know offhand?
A billion years
82.
old. by the looks of it.
He was pretty damn old.
I mean, he lived a full life, and he
Yeah.
accomplished a lot with AWA. And essentially, he's the reason why WWE is so successful, given the whole Hulk Hogan situation. He's the only man to outgreed Hulk Hogan, to the point that Hogan left and went to WWE.
Hey, he's the reason why Larry Zbyszko just became a Hall of Famer, so
Yeah.
that.
I think... His family
Larry
Larry
Zbyszko's the best Hall of Famer.
Larry Zbyszko ended up marrying into his family, and he's like, huh, he can't run off with my title. You're the champion. It's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, you want to talk about someone booking themselves into the main event. I don't think there's ever been a more egregious example of that than Verne Gagne.
Oh, yes, that guy. Let's bring up all those positive things.
Let's talk about how he's a terrible person and all this.
You know what? He did a lot for the business, but he also has a lot of fucking negatives to his name. He definitely deserved his Hall of Fame placement, and no one can take his place away in history, so there's that much.
Verne Gagne.
Don't make the same joke I made earlier. That was too bad. Anybody who watches or likes the movie Office Space, just imagine there was a joke based off of something like that. I don't want to divulge it too much, but that's going to bring us into another hot tag here. This is related to somebody who had passed away, and I didn't notice this at all. This went right over my head at the time, but on Monday Night Raw, Booker T mentioned a comment about Owen Hart. They were talking about Neville, and it was the match between Neville and Luke Harper, and they were just talking about how Neville could win the King of the Ring and stuff like that. And, they're going back and forth. They say, we could have, like, this real high flyer type of King of the Ring. And they get onto the subject of, well, have we or haven't we had a high flyer in the past? Owen Hart gets brought up. And just, this is not something that it was planned to be malicious or whatever, but Booker T's like, oh, like he wasn't a high flyer, like he didn't do that kind of stuff or whatever like that. Worded it in such a way that he basically implied about Owen's death. Some people took it, that way. They got offended and stuff, so he apologized for it.
He said something along the lines of gravity.
Flyer, guys.
Yeah, he said something along the lines of gravity didn't forget Owen Hart.
Yeah.
It's so terrible, but it's fucking funny.
It's the type of thing that, like,
we would laugh about.
It's such a faux pas, and that he didn't mean anything by it. Like, it wasn't like...
He's too dumb to know it. Mean anything by it. He's just too Booker.
It's the innocent type of comment that after you say it and everybody goes, oh, and you're like, what? What, did I miss something? Like,
What? Ha-ha!
Yeah.
Gravity didn't forget Owen Hart.
Chips and uh-ohs. But he apologized for that, and WWE has edited it out of all the different other showings of it, so they were really just like, nope, this is not going to be good. I mean, we can all agree here, it wasn't a planned fucking joke. It wasn't like...
No, I don't think he's going to catch any heat for that or anything.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, and to be fair, WWE probably did right by editing it out. There's no reason to keep it in there. And I'm with you, Tony. It totally went over my head when it happened. Kind of like how Owen was over our heads before he dropped.
I definitely didn't catch it. I mean, as bad of an asshole as I consider myself, maybe that's why. It just didn't seem like anything bad to me, but people are way too fucking sensitive. I was just reading an article earlier today about how Bud Light is capturing all this negative energy because they have these bottles now that says, warning, contents may cause you to not be able to say no or something like that. And people are getting all mad at them, saying that Bud Light is promoting rape culture by putting something like that in their bottles.
Oh my god, if Bud Light puts a fucking thing on their box and it says, Bud Light, easier to rape people, then you can do that. But that's not the fucking case. People need to...
buy some Bud Light.
Fuck, I think I might have to go to Photoshop and make that.
Somebody's like, I don't think Bud Light's going to do the trick. I need normal Bud. We really want to make sure we seal the deal.
Oh, yeah. That's the things they were getting reaction of. People were tweeting, stuck in the friend zone? Try a Bud Light.
See, it's working.
Awesome.
Fucking smart of them.
That should totally be an advert.
Yeah, if anybody has a problem with Booker T's thing, give me a fucking break. He's not saying that to be like, it would be funny if I made fun of that guy that died. If it was JBL, maybe. Maybe I could see him doing that, but Booker T's not going to do that. But,
the only thing Booker T says is malicious is stuff about his wife.
The other day.
Yeah, that's right. You know how women do all that kind of crazy women shit, right?
My wife's a fucker.
Sexism.
Take all my money.
Black.
The only thing worse than wives are kids, am I right?
I hate my family. Just starts crying on commentary.
I really like when I'm with you guys. I don't want to go home.
They cut to that shot of the three of them, and Michael Cole's just staring at him like, the fuck, dude? Can we get Byron Saxton back out here?
No, like he's like trying to let us know that he lives a terrible life at home and his wife beats him up, but he's just like, hey guys, want to stay here all night, guys? Get a hotel.
I can imagine Charmel slapping the shit out of him, to be honest.
Yeah, I can
she
see
seems like the type of woman that would.
She's pissed he didn't take back the King of the Ring title. Oh, yeah, that's another one we got to talk about. King of the Ring tournament.
Segue.
That was a good segue, too. What are your thoughts on this? Did you enjoy the way that they had this set up that way, where we had the qualifying matches? Or actually, no, it wasn't qualifying. It was the first round on Monday Night Raw. Then we had the semifinals and the finals on a special to kind of take place for main event, since they can't really do that anymore. Did you like that? Do you like the outcome of this? King Barrett, positive, or should it go to somebody else? What do you guys think?
Well, getting to the outcome in a second, I just have to say they did this whole thing way too fast.
Yep.
Way too fast. Like, they announced it in passing at Extreme Rules. Next night we're having our first round matches. Where the fuck did these guys come from? What did they do to deserve to be into this? Like, half of those guys in the fucking tournament just lost their matches the night before. So what business do they have being in a King of the Ring tournament? And then all of a sudden we have a 1 hour special on the network and it's over. And like, I'm fine doing it all in one night. Actually, I like them doing it all in one night. And I wish, they would do the whole damn thing, like a whole 16 bracket tournament in one night, because I remember in 2001 the tagline for it was, "My body is broken, my muscles ache, lead me to my throne." And the whole thing was that you survived going through all these matches in one night.
Yeah.
So now they only do 2 matches in the same night, and even that they're trying to play up like, oh, it's not fair, I have to face Neville when I just wrestled, whatever the fuck. Like, you just wrestled one match and it was against R-Truth.
Mm-hmm. I think a downside to it is they didn't advertise it last week.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a big difference if they would have mentioned that and been like, you know what, Extreme Rules is coming up, but then right afterward, we're still fucking keeping the momentum going. We're doing King of the fucking Ring, and then we're going to build towards Payback and buy the fucking network. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, the network, yeah.
As far as the whole King of the Ring goes, I would have I think I would have got burnt out if I saw, like, all 16 brackets, but they could have had qualifying matches and then had to start with the quarterfinals on the actual show as opposed to the semifinals. Mm-hmm. I like it being a network special. It gives the network a little more oomph, I guess. So, I'm all for it.
It's better than doing it on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because if it was on SmackDown, I wouldn't have watched it and we'd be reviewing nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm 100% down with the outcome of this, because like I said on the Raw show last week, well, a couple of days ago, the Bad News Barrett character for me has gotten stale. So I think Barrett needs this to, like...
You think he's not still going to be doing the bad news thing?
I think he might be doing it, but he's going to be, like, more of a snob about it.
In other words, fucking hell, I got points, eh? Fucking right, oh yeah.
I actually think that they might drop the Bad News gimmick. I could see them referring to him as King Barrett. I mean, JBL repeatedly kept calling him King Bad News, but that sounds a little odd. He hasn't been doing it as much lately.
I can't remember the last time he did Bad News to anyone.
He doesn't come out on the podium anymore. He's kind of reverting back to what he was with, like, the core and stuff a lot.
So he's being what he was before he got injured.
I don't think he sucks.
I think Bad News Barrett's the best thing he's ever done, and if they stray away from that, they're foolish. That gimmick is one of the few humorous gimmicks that can actually get over in a main event platform.
Yeah, but I mean, if he doesn't do that, it doesn't automatically mean that he sucks. It's just he's not as good.
So he's starting to suck, is what you're saying. Okay, cool.
He sucks more than if he kept doing it. But he doesn't suck. Let's say it that way. He could pull off being a king thing, though. It would have been really odd if it would have been Neville, I think.
It would have been really odd if it was fucking R-Truth.
Yeah.
Luke Harper with a fucking crown with that sweaty ass shirt.
As soon as he puts on the robe, it just instantly becomes really dirty. Like sucks the stain away from his fucking undershirt. But yeah, I'm glad that they didn't give this to Neville. A lot of people were thinking that he should have won, and that would have been pushing him way too soon. Too far.
The only people who wanted Neville to win are like, oh my god, the NXT is so much better. Oh my, they're burying him because he lost the match. Holy shit. And it's those type of people.
As long as it isn't constant, you can look a lot better in defeat than you can in victory.
Mm-hmm.
And Neville's the type of guy that goes out there and has great showings against people that are already established. As far as where Neville... what do people are going to realize? Neville isn't a big, huge star that just came in. He's a developmental guy.
Right.
He still has to earn his spot on the main roster. NXT don't mean shit.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but...
And just look at who he's losing to. He's losing to the current world champion, a former world champion, and a guy who's been there for years, multi-time mid-card champion, has fought for the world title a number of times.
Should have won it, at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's losing to name people. It's not like he's, only wrestling like the Heath Slaters and stuff. So he's fine. Like, people that are worried about him losing the King of the Ring thing, he got to the fucking finals. And he put a, even match against Bad News Barrett, and the only reason he lost is because fucking Barrett hit a bullhammer. Like, they couldn't have done any more to make Neville look good, other than give him the win.
He kicked out.
So I have a question. I didn't get to watch this. So my question is, did they use this as main event as the thing for it, and they just recorded it before, or showed it before SmackDown aired? Or they recorded SmackDown at least?
They recorded the King of the Ring. They did that live. And then they recorded the SmackDown stuff. And they recorded 2 matches before SmackDown for main event. Okay. So main event this week is whenever they air that. I don't know when that comes out on Hulu or whatever. But that is Primetime Players in a match. And I think Stardust is in a match or something. So they kind of rushed that along. And then did a bunch of normal kind of stuff. It was just a long fucking show for the people that were there. Which, hey, if you paid for it, you got your money's worth.
You got your money's worth.
Yeah. But like Sean said, Neville kicked out of Winds of Change. He kicked out of the Wasteland. He looks good here. Mm-hmm. And R-Truth, what the hell was up with the whole spider thing? They're really harping back on that. They're like, remember when you used to be entertaining a couple years ago? Do that.
You know what? I'm perfectly fine with it.
Thank God.
As soon as I heard his promo, I'm like, oh, he's doing this stuff again? Sure, push him.
You know what else was a positive? He didn't sing the whole fucking What's Up song.
Mm-hmm.
He only said What's Up a couple times. It wasn't that whole people over there, what's up? It was just
I fucking hate that song because it's so awkward to sing.
I do like our version of it better. People over there, what's up? People over here, what's up? People back there, what's up? Just keeps doing that for 8 minutes.
I don't know. The thing with R-Truth is, I don't know at this point if you could push him as a singles guy anymore. I don't know, and I don't know who you'd put him with as a tag team partner. So he's in a weird spot because he doesn't have a Kofi Kingston to randomly tag with.
He doesn't need
to throw him in the New Day.
He doesn't need to randomly tag. He can just be R-Truth. He's very much entertaining. They need to put him as a heel again, though.
Yeah, but I can't see him taking a title off of a John Cena or something.
You don't need to.
And mid-card titles don't really define everyone.
You don't need to have a title to get a push. It doesn't necessarily work that way. You can.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I said. You don't necessarily need a title or something, but WWE struggles so hard when it comes to doing storylines if you're not in a championship of some sort. So I think to me they would screw it up with R-Truth because kind of they screw up with everyone else, Bray Wyatt. So. I don't know. I'd like to see R-Truth getting some type of push because I never hated him. I always thought he was entertaining. And even his short comedy matches that he would always do where he would just do a split and then a clothesline and then he would do his finisher. I've always liked him. Just, I just don't know what they do with him at this point.
And by the sounds of it, Daniel Bryan sounds like he's going to be dropping the title.
He should if he's going to be out for a long time.
Very soon because he's been pulled from everything.
Yeah, until June, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? Take the fucking title away. I don't want to see the IC title just sit on the bench for 2-3 months.
Unrelated note, Unrelated
Give it to
note,
the
but
king.
why the fuck does Ring of Honor have a wrestler called Cheeseburger?
Who?
They do?
Yeah.
Cheeseburger? Is that like his whole name, or is it like Cheeseburger Jones?
No, it's just some random black guys dressed in yellow and black named Cheeseburger.
What?
Sounds like something
Has he got a
Chikara.
PhD?
Sounds like he should be one of the Rosebuds.
Dr. Hennikerberger.
Kind of curious about Cheeseburger now. I'm gonna have to go look that up.
I'm gonna go cheeseburger in paradise.
All his promos, he just cuts cheeseburger. Old SNL. Oh, that's
The other day, guys, I ate this cheeseburger. It's fire.
And then he
Man,
goes and wins.
I did well at derailing this conversation,
yeah,
didn't
you
I?
did.
Goes on to win King of the Ring, and then he becomes Burger King.
And now I want a burger. So that'll do us in for the hot tags. Everybody, make sure you leave your comments below. Tell us what you think about all these different subjects. And we're going to take a break here. Possibly get a couple cheeseburgers. I don't know. We're coming back with the rest hold. And then afterward, we're going to start getting into Extreme Rules 2015.